Hey everybody, hope you're doing great. You're having a good start to your spring, even if there's a little bit of snow, which we're Alberta. We're hardy folks out here. All of that to say, I hope that everything is going great for you. My family and I, we got to sneak away for spring break. We went to Disneyland. We had a fantastic time. We got to ride the Incredicoaster, and I even get to share some of those stories on my blog series that I'm sharing called Truer Measure on Substack. You can check that out. I'll probably have a link available as well, or you just reach out and ask me. So more of those thoughts that we share generally at the beginning of these, trying to separate those a little bit and have their own home and maybe have a little bit more conversations there as well. So let's hop into what our real estate market is doing. When we look at a real estate market, anecdotally, it's a bit of an odd time. Sometimes we're seeing homes, we list them, like we listed a few homes a couple weeks ago. One of them, we ended up getting multiple offers on it and sold $40,000 over list. Another one ended up sitting and it hasn't sold. And then another one ended up selling right at list. And then we were involved in another multiple offer a couple days ago on one of our listings. It's an odd time. And some of these homes we're seeing that they're selling, and they're selling quick, and they're selling for more money than we anticipated. Some of them are sitting and they're taking a little bit of time. When I talk about our market, we like to think that it goes just in a straight line. It goes left to right, up and up. In reality, our market's more of these waves. And so we're riding these waves and they go up, and sometimes it comes down a bit, but then it comes back up and down. And in real estate, it's not simply the stats, which I love to give you the stats and help you understand what we're working with in our market and how things are going. But it's really that art and science blend. For the science and math, that's going to look at here's our stats. This is what month says. This is what next month should be. There's also that art part, that feel. It's like riding a wave. I don't surf in the ocean. I'm pretty scared of sharks. But if I was surfing out there in the ocean, it's learning to feel like when that right wave is coming. And you feel like maybe it's coming, but then it doesn't quite come. And then maybe it's coming, and then you get up and you're like, this is it. This is a wave. And you get up and you hop and you ride this great wave. That really, and probably in essence, is what a great realtor should be doing for you. Getting out in the water, helping you determine this is what the stats say, but we're going to have to feel and ride the waves and see what's going on. Maybe we need to make an adjustment here, or maybe we need to wait a couple weeks, or maybe we need to hop on this and get this done right now. That's our goal with our clients, trying to help ride those waves. And we've got some of these waves as we go into these spring markets. We've got waves that are coming up and bumpy and down and then back up. It's just navigating through all of that. That's hopefully what I'm here to help you do as well. Navigate those waves as your surfer guide, which would be so cool if I was actually one of those, but I'm just not that cool. Our real estate market, what's going on here? When we're looking at our Edmonton general market, everything in our Edmonton and surrounding areas, that's looking into Spruce Grove, St. Albert, Leduc, Stony Plain, Sherwood Park. This is what we're looking at for residential family homes. What we can see is with our new listings, 3,800 came on board. That brings us up about 31% month over month. Year over year, we're up about 4%. And we look at our sales, we've got 2,133 sales, which is up 33%, which is what we see. This is the spring. This is when things are starting to pick up. And these are stats for last month, where we're looking back. These are going to be reflective of March. Year over year, those sales are down about 14%. We're seeing a little bit of inventory creep. Sales month over month are keeping strong, but year over year, they're a little bit less. We still have strength. Again, we're pushing up, but might be a little bit of waves there. That brings us to months of inventory. With our current inventories was at 6,214. That would put us at about 2.9 months of inventory. Remember, anything under 4 is going to be seller. I really feel more like 3 under 3 is going to be seller, but really, truly, it goes 1 to 4 seller, 4 to 6 balance, 6 up is buyer. We're sitting at 2.9 in the Edmonton general area, which is good. That means it's still strong for sellers. We're still seeing multiple offers. We're still seeing things move quick, but you still got to be smart with your property, positioning it well, making sure it shows well, and then getting the right team behind you. When we look at our values, our detached homes, those are sitting at $590,000. That's going to be up 3% month over month and then up 2% year over year. So we're still seeing those increases. We're almost had $600,000 for an average single family detached price, which just hasn't happened here before. So we're seeing those values increase. But when we look across the board, that's really the only spot when we look at month over month that we've seen an increase. Our semi-detached half duplex style properties, those are sitting at $436,000, which is down 1%, so nominal, but up 2% year over year. So still some strength there. And this is going to be what we see. Our greatest strength is going to be our single family detached. And then as we get more and more attached, that's where we're seeing a little bit less and less strength. Our row-in townhomes, those are sitting at $307,000, which is flat month over month and then down 2% year over year. And our apartment style condos, those are sitting at $212,000, which is basically flat month over month and then down 3% year over year. But we're starting to see a little bit, maybe a new bottom around that 210, 212 mark, which we used to be under 200. So we're seeing some steady market values there around that price point. When we look at our St. Albert market, what's happening specifically here in this community where it's a great, strong community. We see high desirability in those suburb communities like Spruce Grove, Sherwood Park, and in St. Albert specifically, what we can look at, if we're looking at our market today, what we know is that we've got 109 active properties and 1 pending property, which is crazy. 1 pending property as of today right now in St. Albert, but 109 active, which last month we had 117 active properties and then 21 that were pending at the time we did it. So our inventory has actually come down a little bit, 6.8% month over month. Our sales are sitting at 86 sales. That's again looking back last month. So we're looking back to tell us what's happening forward. 86 sales last month. The month prior to that was 57. And then the year prior to that was 94. So we're up about 33%, which is reflective of what we've seen with the Edmonton market. Still same. Their sales were also up 33% month over month. And then ours were down about 8% year over year, whereas Edmonton was down about 14% year over year. So similar trend line there. When we're looking at our values, we know that the strength of our market is going to be that sub 600 and really sub 800. When we're looking at both of those combined, we're looking at about 68% of our market takes that up. When you can find good values, single family detached homes that are going to be $600,000 or even all the way up to $800,000, those ones we're going to see a lot of activity. And as I said, the one that we saw $40,000 bump on was at that $600,000 mark. So we've seen that. We've seen for sales that are up over $1 million as well. And then our days on market, what we're looking at for our days on market. When we look at our Edmonton market, that was sitting at 36 days on market for a detached home. And then the year prior was 30. When we look at St. Albert, we're looking at 23 days on market. The year prior was 21, and then the month prior was 26. So again, in general, St. Albert's a very robust, strong market. Just like different pockets within Edmonton, it's very big and broad. When we look at this big and broad data sheet for the entire community, that's why we're going to get those big and broad numbers, but you're going to find pockets within Edmonton that are going to be performing just as well as some of these suburb communities would be. When we look at St. Albert's, our average price, that is $623,000, which the month prior was $647,000. So we've seen a little bit of that coming down. So about 3% down month over month and flat year over year. We're at $625,000 last year. So right around there, we're $623,520 to be precise for our average single family detached home here. And that median price is about $585,000. So still really good strength here. Our highest sale out here was $1.3 million in Lacombe Park Estates. And then our lowest was a $388,000 home in Sturgeon. Now those months of inventory out here in St. Albert, remember how we talked about sellers markets? This is a seller's market out here in St. Albert. We've got 1.2 months of inventory. Previous month was 2. And so we're really pushing into that seller's market. Real strong seller's market out here in St. Albert. So good properties, priced well, nothing that's really going to be a strong detractor. You're going to find a lot of interest and a lot of chance to sell it pretty quick. That's what our market's looking as we progress. We probably are going to continue to see the waves, but still going up and to the right. We're still going to see that strength continuing as we move along with our market here through the rest of this year. And I would imagine as we look at next month's stats, so that'll be reflective of this month, but we talk about it next month, I would imagine we're going to see still that upward trend, still good strength, still an active market for our sellers. And then buyers have just got to be prepared and ready to make a move when the chance comes. Hopefully this information is helpful. Let me know if you got any questions. I'm always here to help serve however I can. All right, thanks so much, my friends, for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.